Hey everybody, it's PartyElite. Welcoming you back to one of our most cursed, jinxed live streams we've ever had on this channel. Disco Elysium. I don't know what it is. It's like the stars always align or something. But last session ended abruptly because, well, okay, 2 sessions ago ended abruptly because my internet died for the whole day. Last session ended abruptly because YouTube streaming decided to die randomly. What's going to happen this session? Who knows? But one thing I can say with certainty is that it has now been 2 sessions. Or wait, has it been 2 sessions or has it been 3 sessions? 2 sessions. I guess I can't say it with certainty. 2 sessions, I think, where we haven't failed a single dice roll, which is pretty cool. Which is actually pretty cool. Unfortunately, I think it's come at the cost of the streams just crapping out and dying week after week. It's been 3 weeks in a row where something or the other has been up. Hopefully today goes smoothly. Hopefully we'll get a full 3 hours today. Last session we did make a fair bit of progress, so at least there's that. There is a little bit of catching up we'll need to do right as we kick the stream off, because I didn't notice YouTube streaming had died until like 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes after it had happened. So just a bit of recapping will be absolutely necessary, I think. But don't worry, you haven't missed too much, because I did notice before I jumped into the next big conversation. But what a wild series this has been in that sense. I don't know. It's like the world, the universe is sending me a message or some such thing. Before we do dive in, just want to give a quick and warm welcome to, of course, everybody who's hanging out today. We got with us a few folks in chat already. We got Abdullah, Washu, AVK Filming. Karaya, how's it going, buddy? Been a minute. A streamer is never late. You know this already. You know this already. But it's been a minute, buddy. Glad you could join in today. Hope life has been treating you all right. Hope all's well. Dudoc22, how goes? How goes? Esteban, how fares? Tobes, welcome. Maxime, we got with us as well. 6X Lord, we have the Grimner. We got Thomas Pambos. It's Saturday over there already. Of course, the time zone difference always blows my mind. Like, it's 10 o'clock in the morning here. I'm still waking up, and it's wild to think that you're about to get ready to go to sleep. Oh man. It's still, I mean, it's something I've known all my life about time zones, but it still blows my mind when the gaps get, at that extent. Ren, how's it going? Yeah, will this stream be 3 hours? The world will never know. I mean, it's a dice roll, really. It's the biggest dice roll we roll every Friday, I suppose. Every Friday. Jibber Jabber, how's it going, buddy? Been a minute. Having a good time, I hope. Ahmed Hamza, hey. No Name 78, want to thank you, PE, for making me play this game. Wanted to play it before, saw your stream, and just had to go and get it. Thank you again. Oh, that's awesome. I'm always happy to hear when folks end up grabbing a game that I've been thoroughly enjoying on the channel because they saw it on the channel, and it's always nice to hear folks enjoy it as well, because giving recommendations and stuff is always such a terrifying thing. It can really be a terrifying thing. So I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it. And I'm glad you decided to pick it up. It is really amazing. I immediately understand why everyone has been so positive on Disco Elysium, and those reviews were from before the voice acting and stuff. So I'd been waiting so long for it myself, and I'm glad I got to dive into it this year. It's been great. I still can't unsee the kerning issue on the logo. That's going to haunt me for the rest of my life. But apart from that, the game is damn near perfect, isn't it? Classified, how goes? You're here, but you cannot listen yet. Have to listen to this hurricane meeting about Florida. Yeah, it's been kind of really wild, hasn't it? It's been insane. I've seen some of the footage coming out. Hope everything's okay. Hope your dealings with it are from a distance. Classified. And Karaya, not here to watch as I don't care about the game, but since you're never on Discord, what else can I hear from you for a change? It's true. But this weekend is the big weekend. Sunday is the big day, and then Monday, Tuesday, we're sort of taking like off and away just to reset, recharge. And then after that, I should actually be, on the Discord more, and I should be just active and around more, as opposed to just preoccupied with wedding shenanigans all the time. But yes, that is fair. Any honeymoon planned? No. So there's no honeymoon planned right away. There is a honeymoon planned, but it's not happening right away. It's going to be happening next year when it's actually a lot nicer where we're planning on going. So I will be back it'll be a couple days off just to recharge and reset, and then I'll be back on track, regular schedule and all that good stuff. Lots of new games coming out in Q4 that I'll be covering, and then at some point in like the middle of next year is when we're going to do our honeymoon, because again, it's the best weather and time where we actually want to go, so it was better off to hold off until then. But yes, there is one plan. Very excited for it as well. Good point, John. Have we all made the proper sacrifices to the internet gods? If the machine gods are displeased, we're gonna have a rough time today. The dice in Disco goes in Party's way, and the dice for the stream betray us. Betray us all. I know, for real. I really hope it works out today. I want a good, proper, full 3-hour stream today. Esteban also bought the game a few days ago. My fault. Oh, thank you very much. Your fault. Thank you very much. I love it. I'm glad to hear that. No, that's really cool. It does bring me a lot of joy when folks find a game that they enjoy as a result of this channel. It's a special kind of joy. So thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. What cake are we having? You mean for our wedding? I will share that after the wedding, just in case some of our friends are around. There's actually a bit of a surprise to it, a little bit of a cheeky surprise element to it. So I don't want to share it before the wedding, but I will share after the wedding. I'll have plenty of pictures and stuff as well. I'll share a couple during the wedding day, but then afterwards I'll share a couple pictures, and we'll see when our photographers get back with stuff. That'll all be on the Discord and on Twitter. The more like, I won't be live tweeting the wedding, so to speak, but I'll share a couple of tweets as it's happening and as there's downtime here and there, and that'll be on Twitter, but then afterwards on Discord as well, I'll share quite a few. I'm very excited to share. I'm sure a lot of people are getting sick and tired of it, but it's a big thing. I'm excited to share, and it makes me happy that a lot of people aren't sick of it, so I will be sharing a lot afterwards. John did a delayed honeymoon as well, much less stress on the day. There's that too. Yeah, there's no like last minute panic and all that stuff. That's very true as well. Yes, the thing about the suit, Karaya, is that it is not, so the suit itself is done yet, but one last piece that completes the set will literally not be in my hand until Sunday. So you'll see it on Sunday or the day after, depending on when I get to take the picture of it. But yeah, that's why. I was waiting. I was like, no one's asked yet. Of course, Maxime, by the way, of course. If you can make it over. Esteban ringing the shame bell. ABK filming. No, not interested in that last suggestion there. What I am interested in, though, smooth segue, is in hitting the continue button and getting the party started. So let's dive on in and turn the volume up before I forget, so the voice acting can be heard. It is so it's like again, I don't want to spoil anything, I guess, for anybody who might be listening in. I'll explain. I'll tell you exactly what it is when I share the picture. When I do share the picture, I'm excited to share it. My tie knot is also going to be absolutely baller. It's so good. I'm so excited about the tie knot as well. And I know that sounds silly as hell. It's like it's a tie. I don't typically like wearing ties, even when I dress for a formal event. But when I do wear a tie, which is so very rare, you typically go with your half Windsor or your Windsor, right? This one though, this is a sick knot, and like I'm very excited to share it too. There's some cool tie knots out there. But yeah, I will. Is the missing suit piece the horrific necktie? Oh no, it's not actually. No, it's not the necktie. We got the tie nice and early. Also figured out the knot for it as I was just regaling. But no, it's something else. Keeping a dice roll for your wedding day with that final piece of the suit. I mean, hopefully it's perfect. The place where we're getting it from has a good track record and stuff. Worst case scenario, it doesn't have to be there, but I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine. If your necktie starts talking to you during the wedding, you should take it off. What else? No, hold on. Wait. Oh boy. Probably last time to wish you happy birthday. Thank you very much, Swoosh Kid. Appreciate it greatly. And it's happening on Sunday. Or do you mean what day is it in the game? It's Wednesday in the game. Never too late to switch up and get the horrific necktie. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Yeah, exactly. I can, whatever. Unbutton a couple buttons. Go with a real casual look instead. Alright, so what's the deal here? When the stream died, if I recall correctly, I was in the middle of a conversation with these kids. And it's really unfortunate because you got to miss my disdain for other people's kids. I'm joking. I don't actually have a disdain for other people's kids. They were being children, and I thought it was rather what's the word? Charming. It's like cute, but cute because they're being stupid, like kids. They don't know anything. So there was that you missed. But apart from that, I went exploring into this cabin, and I was about to have a conversation with a little girl. Though actually before that, let's go ahead and head on in. This conversation was completely useless. I think if I recall correctly, I poked fun at the kids, and Kim wasn't really interested or didn't really care for what I said. It was nothing major. It's still a bummer that it didn't actually stream out, but it was nothing major. Then I came in here and I looked around a little bit. I cannot remember exactly what there was. It was those little, those notifiers that tell you oh, the fire is warm, stuff like that. So again, nothing major was missed over here, just some minor atmosphere building, I suppose. And I began the conversation. Right, I spent a good 10 seconds trying to figure out if this child was holding a baby, a baby doll, or I ultimately realized it's actually a little sheep, which is actually quite adorable if you can see its face. I don't know how clear that's coming through on stream, but yeah, that was 30 seconds of what you missed, which you're probably glad for missing. But let's go ahead and engage in that conversation and see what actually comes of it. Yeah, she does seem quite adorable. I was a little frustrated we couldn't actually have this conversation, because my plan was to end the last stream after having a conversation with her. So why don't we go ahead and start this one instead with that. Maxime, I learned how to do the double Windsor knot as a teenager, and I've been using it since. It's a good... Ooh, the double Windsor. Ooh, nice. I've never learned how to tie a tie. Ooh, is that true? That's partially true. It was part of my school uniform for 3 years of school. And so for that, I guess I needed to... I think I tied it once, and then I kept just loosening and tightening it every time I had to get ready for school. I think this was a long time ago now, but yeah, I'm not a tie tying expert. I'm not a tie person. I like bow ties. If I'm gonna, I've done bow ties a lot, but for the wedding, I decided to go with a tie. And honestly, the new knot might actually have me convinced to do it more often, just because it's so baller. I'm not familiar with that one, Esteban. Shemer, how's it going? Good morning. Maxime, Party took advantage of the stream being down to go make fun of the little girls while we can't see. Nah, don't worry. I would do it when the stream is live as well. All right, let's go ahead and dive on in. And I agree. It is nice to have them actually use... Is it for real, the Grimner, are all kids using voices? Because a lot of the time they use female voice actors for male child voices and for female child voices. Like Bart Simpson's voice was done by a woman for at least the first however many seasons of the show. It might still be done by her, but typically you use women for children's voices if they're going to be staying children for a long duration of voice recording. So I don't know if I guess you'd know for a fact that they actually use kids, and that's quite good. Giving voice acting direction to kids, my goodness, that's impressive. That is impressive. Nancy Cartwright. I forgot the name. Thank you, Artonicus. It was on the tip of my tongue. What was on the tip of my brain, actually? I don't know what knot I know how to tie, but yes, was forced to wear a tie as a kid. Grew up as Jehovah's Witness. Now it's my least favorite thing to wear. It's very... Yeah, I do not like the tie at all. I think it's very... what's the word I'm looking for? It definitely acts as a reminder for things, doesn't it?
Hello, mister.
Aw... I think you missed the... that's too bad. Because I think there was an introductory thing with her. Fortunately, I was able to goodbye out of it right away without going too deep into the conversation. So you haven't missed anything substantial, but it would have been nice. Very adorable portrait as well. I've been seeing a lot of the concept art and stuff coming up in my feed. Disco Elysium, I guess, is back in vogue for some reason. Don't know why. I don't think it's... I was going to say I don't think it's because of the channel. That's obviously a joke. Obviously, it's not because of this channel. I'm not that much of an egomaniac. That's a complete joke. But I did learn, seeing this reminds me, I did learn apparently Kim's portrait, maybe worth verifying, but based on what I saw, Kim's portrait was a one and done. They drew Kim out and they were immediately you know what? That's Kim. They didn't do 20 different versions, 30 different thumbnails or anything like that. It was just they drew Kim and it's you know what? That's him. That's the guy. That's Kim, which I think is pretty cool because normally you iterate and iterate and iterate. So that's kind of funny that the Kim we have today is the first Kim they drew out. But yes, hello, mister, says little Lily. The net picker's daughter waves at us. All Are you Lillian's daughter? Are the twins outside your brothers? What's this? Show her the stuffed bird you took from the ceiling. Oh, right, she had there was a bird up top that I took. Okay, so there was something remotely substantial. Hang on a second. Yep, bye. Oh, she is adorable. Where is this? There we go. The ruffed grouse taxidermy. You guys did not see this, right? I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but this is like when the stream breaks and when recordings break, this kind of confusion happens every once in a while. But this is the dead body of a grouse stuffed with some unknown material. From a distance, it might just pass off as the real thing. The bird itself looks extremely ruffled and slightly grumpy, and it's quite a valuable item as well. So if we choose not to sleep under the boat, which there was some debate in chat at least about whether we can or cannot sleep under the boat outside, if we choose not to, we have some stuff now we can sell at the whatchamacallit, the pawn shop to actually afford stay, right? So at least there's that. All right, now we can have this conversation.
Hello, mister.
Hello again. What's the thing you're holding? Point at her toy instead of show her the stuffed bird I took from the ceiling. Are you Lillian's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Not really, but I'd like to. I do intend to take her mom, I guess, out on a date, but I don't think she needs to know that right now. Yes, we met earlier. The two there's something, I don't know. Something about that throws me off. Yes, we met earlier. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that says more about me than it says about, what's her name again? Sunset Tequila? Was that the name? Yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
This is a kid. This is a child. This is a child voice acting, is it? JT, so you stole that from a single mom with 3 kids who works at net picking? I mean, she seems to be doing quite well for herself. She has a home. More than I can say about myself. 6X Lord. Hello, Lily. I'm your new dad. My goodness. Just go straight into it, yeah. Is the plural of grouse grease? I don't know, actually. I think it's grouse. I think it's just grouse. Grouse is the plural of grouse. I'm not sure. Listen, I didn't steal anything. I simply borrowed it. This is a police investigation. Does morale in this game do anything? I don't think we've had our morale hit 0, but I believe if it hits 0, you do die. I think. But apart from that, morale, I think, also has a direct impact on some of your dice rolls as well. So you do want to keep it full up. In fact, I should probably fill up my morale over here. Thing is, there's so many random opportunities of gaining morale that I've missed out on because I keep keeping this topped up. Like when we had that bite of sandwich that first time, and that gave us +1 morale, except we were already topped up. And there was something else more recently as well. So I feel like staying in the middle is okay. If we go down to 1, I'll pump in some, magnesium? But if we stay at 2, I think we're okay. Yeah, morale or health 0 is game over. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so that's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything. As far as you know. Are the twins outside your brothers?
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
They look identical, right? I said the same thing.
They look identical.
This is a kid. This is a child. That's good. The hell? This is really good. Maxime says, if morale goes to 0, you die, but the newspaper is different. It says you quit everything to live under a bridge. That's really funny. Yeah, I've never had that. I've only had health hitting 0, which I guess is the same every time. I thought there were a few different newspaper results, actually. Is there any reason not to keep it at just 1? Yeah, AVK Filming, because if it hits 0, like in the middle of a conversation, it can suddenly drop if you make the wrong choice or, if something goes poorly, and if it hits 0, you're dead. Morale is also a skill. It's tied to volition, and so if it's down, you can fail dice rolls. Yes, there's that too. Yeah. And health is tied to what again? Health is also tied to something. I always forget what these two are tied to, like the names of the skills. I don't think I'll show her the stuffed bird first. I'm going to engage her in a conversation about her little baby sheep. That thing is adorable, by the way. What's that thing you're holding?
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like.
She holds the fuzzy beast up to demonstrate.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing. and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Lambie looks like he's falling apart. Lambie looks soft. Oh, okay. Well, pleased to meet you, Lambie. Yeah, pleased to meet you, Lambie.
Lammy usually doesn't like strangers. But you're also fuzzy, like Lammy.
Does that... I assume that means Lambie's pleased to meet me. I'm a cop. I could arrest you, Lambie. Don't look at me wrong. Alright, fine. Now I'll talk to her about this stuffed bird. What's this?
It's a grouse.
She yelps, smiling broadly.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken skewer you almost certainly broke.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I don't feel like I owe Gart anything, but he is the owner of the establishment behind which the murder took place. I shouldn't have to need to be on his good side to glean information, but at the same time, you know, we don't live in an ideal world. Just like Lambie, Harry Dubois is falling apart. Goddamn, that cuts deep. That cuts deep. Yeah, I'm with Josh there. I'm with Josh. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like Gart enough to help him out like this. But no, okay. Well, what is it for?
I don't know.
Okay, well, can I have it? I know someone who really likes stuffed birds.
Sure. I mean, you already took it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
See, I didn't steal anything. I got permission from Lily to take it. She doesn't even like it. So, there you go. Conscience cleared. Goodbye, kid.
Bye!
Okay, she's very adorable. Alright, I thought that was gonna... I mean, in a way, that's not an insignificant conversation. Take the stuffed bird to Gart. Gart was fixing a stuffed bird. You found another stuffed bird. Not the same bird, but not broken either. Take it to him in the whirling in rags. Perhaps he can hang it up on the wall. Like, why would I do this for him? Why would I do this for him? Hey, we've gained some points in Boring Cop and Sorry Cop, eh? Well, sorry... I've become distinctly aware of how I say the word sorry. Sorry? Anyway, we had the Sorry Cop one previously, but Boring Cop, I think, is a new addition. That's unfortunate. Still 12 superstar. Yeah, I don't think I owe Gart anything, really. He can deal with his struggles. 6X Lord, I don't think I was responsible for that. I believe he was already like that when I found him. So, I don't think I owe him for that either. Gart is likable in a Squidward kind of way, except he's not a cartoon character, unfortunately. Lambie looks sus. I should take Lambie in for questioning. Oh god. Oh god. Isn't like being on the lam the same thing as being a fugitive? Like if you're a fugitive, you're on the lam. Isn't that a turn of phrase? Seems vaguely familiar. Lambie's the one we've been looking for all along. Take him in, boys. The cock carousel thing. Man, what an introduction to this game that conversation was. Jesus Christ, the cock carousel. I was expecting the game to be a little like, you know, crude and stuff, obviously a little like rough and tumble and all that good stuff. I was not expecting that conversation to happen. Like, it came in out of nowhere. I'm just checking what's going on over here. What do we have here?
A drop in temperature, an easy flow of air, an empty street. Before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
What did the smoke smell like?
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley, craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Who are the people who live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware.
What about the bus stop?
Number 312D. Young girls used to come here huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
And what about the road?
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade. There's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies flat about 200 paces away, right at the turn.
A dead dog?
Tragedy comes from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle hurrying to work. The cold washes over you. The sound of the sea has grown distant.
I really hope that wasn't us. That would make me genuinely upset at my own self. I really hope that wasn't us. But yes, that is quite enough.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
Perhaps that is a vision from elsewhere entirely. Shivers throws me off of like how close or far we're tuning into, I guess. Always throws me off a little bit. But okay, we cannot go this way. Okay, it has been blocked. I was like, how much bigger is this map? My goodness. But no, we cannot go any further this way. And oh my goodness, classified. First off, a member for 24 months. My goodness, 2 full years. Thank you so very much, Classified, for the support. It has been absolutely wild. It's been great seeing you hang out and come through and support in that way. Of course, it really means a huge deal. It really keeps all this stuff viable and sustainable. You've heard me say it countless times, alive and running smoothly. Hope you and Mrs. Elite had a great wedding day. Time for some party invites. Yes. It's going to be fantastic. So the wedding is on Sunday. This last week has been pure last minute panic. The stuff you can only really do last minute. But I will be sharing lots of stories and pictures when it all happens. Some on the day of. Most probably shortly thereafter. It'll be on Twitter and the Discord and stuff, and I'll be able to share stories on streams that come afterwards as well. Thank you very much for the kind words. Appreciate it greatly, bud. And you heard me say it as well. Thank you for the support as well. Month after month, year after year, I can officially say. Thank you as well for the 5 gifted memberships. Folks, thanks to Classified gifting memberships, we have joining us now as new members 6X Lord, Rachel Fox, Block, Liz Purr, and Kevin Stefaniak. Hope I got all those names right, folks. Feel free to correct me if I got any of them wrong. Of course, thank you very much, Classified, for spreading the love like that. Again, it really helps support the channel, folks. I see some of those banners going up already. I see some of those E's going up already. Throw up those banners. Throw up those E's. A big thanks to Classified for being a member for 24 months and for gifting 5 memberships for the month as well. Thank you so much. Yeah, I figured Classified. Don't worry, I figured. But when I was reading, I was like, reading. Thank you so much, bud. There we go. More E's. Folks, throw those banners up. Throw those E's up. Come on, that's huge. 2 years. 2 years and 5 more gifted. That's like, oh man, that's wild. Thank you so much. I'm gonna take a very quick sip of water over here. I love to see it. And Seamus, glad you can make it as well. Saw you mentioned you were joining in, and yes, indeed, Classified bringing it with the generous gifts again. Indeed, again and again and again. Just madness, man, madness. Absolute madness. But yes, Seamus, you did miss a little bit of adorableness, but not too much else. A little bit of catch up. And me fawning over the fact that I'm getting married this weekend. I can't stop. I'm sorry. I'm really excited. I've been waiting for this for a very long time, so very excited. Those of you that don't have Twitter might have missed it, by the way. I've found a way to naturally include a Star Wars reference at the wedding, so basically I'm getting my dream wedding that I've had since I was a little boy, so very exciting times. When talking to Sylvia at the beginning, my half-light was high, so I ended up screaming at her until Kim stopped me. Wow, then yelled at Kim that I knew what I was doing. Whoa, Maxime, holy, that sounds... Jesus. I love the variants there are in, like, skill levels and stuff, right? But I thought I saw a conversation about who we killed, and that is a good question. Oh, thank you very much, Esteban. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Who we killed? I think those 3 kills are not from our playthrough, but from our record, because like, yeah, case is solved, 216 years in service, 18 years, so this is our existing career. We did not kill 3 people in game. Those are the 3 people we killed over the course of our career. Now for that sip of water I said I was going to take. I saw the questions come up in chat and I was like, I don't remember killing anybody, because even Measurehead, we didn't kill Measurehead. We knocked him out with a sweet 360 kick, but we didn't kill him. Maybe we should have. We're cops, aren't we supposed to make the world a better place? God, it's dark. But no, for real though. Not about killing him. I mean, we knocked him out. We didn't kill him. What else to do here? So we want to kind of explore down the coast, not just to find a place to take the lady out on a date, but also because we're looking for the missing cryptozoologist, right? So there's a couple of reasons we're here, and there's a much talked about church, apparently. That will be an enjoyable interaction this session. A little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirrup. Chirrup. Never heard that word to refer to birds chirping. Chirrup. I like it. It's got a bit of a swing in its step, you know? Chirrup. Alright, let's go ahead and collect some coin over here. How can I get up there? Can I not get up there? Surely I can get up there. Interesting. Oh, what is this? The water runs from the west. The source is upstream. A broken pipe, perhaps. A couple things here, actually. A little hidden box there as well. What have we got? This is like a little mini town off of the fishing. Oh, I guess this is the actual village part of the fishing village, as opposed to just the all the people doing the work up by the coast. Take that money. Thank you very much. Necessity-driven architecture design at its finest. Oh no. Is that where people are pitching the rework of the waterfront? Rust-eaten letters read Mazoot. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. Not our motor carriage. Ours is sunk. That was a sad discovery. I liked that moment last session. Quick travel unlocked. The church. Oh hey, like I said, the much talked about church. I just want to see what this is first, and I'm not sure which direction I want to head first. I'm gonna be real. I don't know which way to go first. I still have previous case files to read. Yes, jibber jabber. I'm saving them for when. What's the word I'm looking for? Looking back at you from the rust-colored water. You. I'm saving them for when we need to kill time. That's what it is. Because reading case files helps kill 30 minutes at a time, and so I'm setting them aside for when we actually need to run through some time. Okay, we've been here already. Cool. Just wanted to double check, and I want to go over that way to pick up that coin. You never know when you need more coins, right? Before we engage with whatever's up over here. Ooh, there's a ramp up this way. Okay, let's explore. Ooh. And this child talking about the Feld Electrical Research and Development, except in French. Is that how you spell development in French? Really? Bars cover these long, dusty windows. What else do we have back over here? This looks like it would have been beautiful, you know, had it been kept maintained.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Let's try to see inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside? Pointing at the windows.
No. I won't even try. You know...
He takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Dang. Can you still shoot, though? That seems like a terrible question to ask, especially after our shenanigans with the body and trying to shoot it down. But you know what? That sounds like a me thing. So can you still shoot, though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
I do wonder how much more difficult it becomes to shoot if you're wearing glasses. Because like there is obviously an impact of wearing glasses. Like sure, your vision might be okay, like you might be able to see clearly, but there is still an extra layer of refraction happening, and I do wonder how that impacts your ability to shoot when looking down the sights and stuff like that. And I hadn't thought about this until this very moment, I guess. But I do wonder now. There's got to be some impact. It might be marginal, but when you're a police officer or if you're joining the military or something like that, I'm sure that marginal effect is still something that's taken into consideration, I imagine. Maxime says the youth center is supposed to block people's homes, so I assume it's meant to be built in the village. Yeah, which I would imagine is like this part of this section of the map. 50 years ago, this place was the heart of innovation. Was it now? Who is this man?
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
Blonde man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles. It's Wednesday, 3 p.m. Shouldn't that kid be in school?
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kitaragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
I don't like this guy already. How does he know Kim's name? How does he know who Kim is? I don't know. There's something about, I don't know. It sets off warnings. Giant red flags waving in my head right now. Is that just me? Classified as somebody that teaches shooting sports, I can say there is some impact. Okay. Probably depends on where the sights are. A short relief scope would be different to iron sights, says John. Yeah, that's what I imagine, yeah. Classified, a lot of it comes down to how used to them you are. If you're not used to them and have them for safety only, they get in the way. Most rifle shooters don't use them. Is it easier to look, like, if you're going to look down a scope, I assume you're better off, like, taking your glasses off and adjusting the focal length of the scope accordingly? Is that how that plays? Or is that, like, is that asking too much of a scope's give as far as the adjustments you can make on it? I'm actually not very familiar with that. I know if you're looking down like binoculars or a telescope, you're better off taking your glasses off and adjusting them. But having never looked down a scope, I have no idea. I have no concept there. Having not looked down a scope in real life, that is, obviously. Having shot while wearing glasses, I didn't notice a difference except that aiming a rifle was uncomfortable with the glasses pushing against the stock. Yeah, that I can imagine for sure. A grin that doesn't reach the eyes on that guy. There's just something about him. He just seems like instantly distrust. There's this instant distrust. I don't know. Maybe it's because he's in a suit. Never trust a suit.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, hang on a second. Yeah, I was wondering about that. What is hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Wait. What? I love how much that doesn't. I love how that doesn't answer my question at all. Like my lack of knowledge at all. And yet it's not like I can delve deeper. It's almost like the question was, just thrown out there on a whim without any further thought. But wait, what was that about the windows before?
Oh yes. So Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Interesting. You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers. Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into verbs lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
I think that's what it is. There was something about him, like I was saying. It's just, it feels like just immediate, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like disingenuity. Like how do you say that? He seems disingenuine. The portrait was like icing on top of that cake of doubt about this guy's character. But it's so funny that drama like says it says what I couldn't put into words. It's like, yeah, he speaks in an artificial cadence. That's so well put. It's just something about him. I'm not the only one, right? And, Worms Armageddon reference. I imagine this is a Worms reference. I imagine so. OG Worms. Esteban, this guy seems so untrustworthy, mischievous plotting. He seems like a lawyer. Oh, dang. I didn't even think about that. Yes, good point. His looking at you over his shoulder also kind of throws you off. 6X Sword. Yeah. There's a lot of, like, smarm there. I don't know. And Magrior, how's it going? Joining a stream of a narrative game 40 minutes after it started is tight. Hell yeah, baby. Glad you could join in, though. And Mox, glad you could join in and catch up. Oh, I didn't know that you can play streams on 2x speed while they're still live. That's actually a great touch. It's not often I get to compliment YouTube on some of its systems, but that is a great touch if that's the case. But interesting. So glasses don't really impair your own shooting as far as you can tell, though you don't shoot professionally. Fair. And yeah, Six Legs Lord has a point. We're like a handful of hours into the game itself as well. Maxime says, funny, I thought he was friendly. Yeah, he's friendly, but in almost like that faux sort of a way, you know? Seamus not alone there. Says I'm not alone there. Totally agree. Okay. He's charming, says Six X Lord. Never trust charming. Yeah, just something about him. Something about him. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I can't think of a lot of negative interactions I've had with people like that in my real life necessarily. I don't think. I don't know. It's just weird.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in 08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building, and I mean, like, again, I like, you know, he seems like he's really into history and stuff. For all intents and purposes, those are all checks in my, like, you know, on my list. But something about him.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
Oh no, esprit de corps. Look, if nothing else was waving red flags, then I guess this should be the big thing, waving a red flag. This man is my half-brother.
Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
And there's that too, 6X, rich-looking guy taking his son to an impoverished part of the city for educational purposes is kind of gross. Like, it feels almost like poverty tourism. See a lot of that in the world. That there's I don't know. I don't know. Mr. Bundy was charming. God, I was not expecting a. That came out of. That's a good point though. Ren, he looks like he has a mask on. For real. Wickles, how's it going? Having a good Friday, I hope. Yeah, Encyclopedia loves this guy for sure. Yeah. Wouldn't being your half brother be a good thing? Oh no, Maxime, I meant like if he's related to me, that means he's definitely like something's definitely up with him, right? Like all this can't be purely like nurture. Part of it has got to be nature, right? I'm being entirely facetious, obviously. AK Lacer, how's it going, buddy? Online classes. Sounds good. Did Party traumatize Lillian's kids yet? No one was left traumatized. In fact, I made little Lily happier because I took away the grouse that she hated so much. So, you know, all in all, being top dad over here. So, we're okay. Esprit said the same thing about Kim. Oh, damn it. Okay, fair enough. Well, but Kim is like the other half. He's the good half. Okay, what's so fascinating about an empty old building? You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money? He does look like somebody who has money. But no, what's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes, springtime sun warming his handsome face. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
See, but they moved on to where the real money is, selling people ink cartridges.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Research and development. Come on, look at the building looming over you. Just look at it.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
I guess I gotta ask, what's an R&D department? That's funny. I'd expect me to know, but I guess not. What's an R&D department?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore.
They don't? Oh no, am I that old? He smiles brightly, laugh lines around his eyes. Yeah, that fake smile.
You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development.
Okay, hang on. Is this a real world thing? Am I actually so old that I'm using a term that's outdated? It's still called R&D, right? It's not called RTD in the real world, right? Right?
Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead.
Yeah, Encyclopedia, way to fail me. Well, I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era.
Damn, are these the guys we invested in our Suzerain playthrough? Personal electronics market? Pocket radios, perhaps? Maybe? I love how he pronounces Königstein. I really want to learn German. Königstein? I don't know. It sounds so beautiful when he says it.
Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
A tape computer?
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and Faraday ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution. Revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve. Ooh.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
Oh, now that's some interesting backstory. So these are all like, not necessarily like Walmart towns, but kind of equivalent, I suppose. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. That is interesting. And Feld built this side of town for R&D. Sorry, I think you mean RTD. Not so smart after all, are we? It's interesting. It's interesting. But yeah, I guess the tape computers are kind of like, it sounded like personal computers, yeah. Take-home sized personal computers. Ren, not a fan of the pocket radios. Kim is like the slightly older twin, always acts more mature than you, and Trent is like the 10-year older brother who's already in college in your earliest memories. I guess so. Hence all the smartness. And if I understand Dudoc22 correctly, okay, so RTD is a Disco Elysium thing, it is not a real world thing. Okay, fair enough. Because I guess RTD does make some sense, but sometimes the development you're doing is not technological development. R&D can apply to other things as well. AK Laser, it's okay, party, we're all boomers here. Well, I mean, I'm technically a millennial, but I understand that meaning has shifted. Busy day, Wickles, just lurking. Sounds good. Well, I hope it's not too busy. I hope you have an enjoyable break here and there through the day. And Maxime, congratulations. Tell me how it is. I'm very curious about the Steam Deck. I keep confusing Steam Deck with Stream Deck. Very curious about the Steam Deck. I don't really have an excuse to get something for portable gameplay, but that one's been tempting me for sure. I could get a lot of hours of Battle Brothers in on the Steam Deck, I feel. But congratulations, it's finally making its way over to you. Alright, so what is this? You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk. Look under your feet. What happened to the engineers, the company people? Okay, what did the revolutionaries do with these advanced tape computers? How do those tape computers work? Do they work like radio computers? Or I wanted to ask something else. No, I'm actually quite curious about this. You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
I assume a pleasure wheel is a Ferris wheel. I've never heard the term pleasure wheel, not to mean a Ferris wheel at least, but that's going to be my assumption here.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising up to the sky.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
Okay, reading this guy, or hearing this guy say to lure in their star engineers, while looking at chat and see Magrier say a pleasure wheel, like a cock carousel, is some serious juxtaposition, but it all makes too much sense. I love it. I'm assuming they mean a Ferris wheel. Okay, what happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about Tape computers?
I don't know, if you're gonna bring little Mikhail to this part of town, I feel like it's not too dark for him to learn about the struggles of war, revolution, oppression, poverty, etc., etc. Rose-tinted glasses, damn it. What do the revolutionaries do with those advanced high-tape computers? Or those advanced tape computers, sorry.
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
What was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bom Baiser dans le Lind. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
Someone who's more familiar with their French than I am. That word. What does that word mean? Because I think I know what it means, but somebody who's maybe a bit more comfy with the language or more familiar with the language or a native speaker, feel free to inform me on that one. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree. Yeah, maybe I'll chase after it. Actually, on the topic of things, of poetry and stuff and songwriters, that reminds me, we got to remember, I actually have part of what I need in order to do karaoke now. I've got that sad, like, melancholic tape, right? Let's not forget.
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How do those tape computers work? Do they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team, trying to...
I'm sorry, the Wompty... the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center. He said that. How many takes do you think that took to do in the voice acting in the VO booth, or the VA booth, I suppose I should say, the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Redford? Or oh my goodness.
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center?
Okay, I'm glad it's not just me. What the Wompty?
He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center. Like it's the most natural thing in the world.
Okay, yo, for real, I can't look, like, these are literally the thoughts I was having. Literally the thoughts I was having. Maybe I should check myself in. Maybe I'm more like Tequila Sunset than anyone should ever really be.
What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Okay, we'll get into that in a second, but I saw an answer to my question about the French. I guess it means to kiss as well, the Grimner. Right. It also... I'm pretty sure it's spelt the same way. It has an alternative meaning, but maybe the pronunciation is different. But it also means to fuck. I realize I usually don't like cuss on stream on the channel, which was my natural inclination. But when I'm playing this game, it's like it's not a PG-13 game, so all bets are off. But yeah, baiser also means to fuck. I guess maybe it's a different pronunciation for kissing. So that threw me off when I read that line about bon baiser de Solinde, however, in Solinde, I suppose. I was like, wait a second, what? But I guess okay, it's kiss. Maxine, thank you very much. Knowing the devs, the double meaning of the word is probably intentional. Probably, yeah, true. That's probably intentional. Game is so class. Mine remake. Yeah, for real. That threw me off, man. That really did read my mind. Yeah. Perhaps thinking like Harry isn't the best. Yeah, I agree, Wickles. I'm a little concerned. Okay, the Wompty Dumpty Domp Center. Paul Ackerman, Keith, and Guy Used. What are you talking about?
The Wumpty Dumpty Dump Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ackerman, chose to...
I love this. I wish the narrator actually read this. There it is again. Those words. Wompty Dumpty Dom. Okay, so if I was going to put on my serious like art history glasses on or something like that, knowing that it's the Center for Contemporary Arts, Wompty Dumpty Dom tells me that it's like the parallel to Dada. Dada and Dadaism was an art movement that was born out of the... First World War? Second World War? First World War, I think. And it was very much about, like, it was very counterculture, and it was very much, I don't know if I'd call it nihilistic, but it was very, from a stylistic perspective, it was very wacky. Like, it was critical of the world and the state of the world. It was critical of rules. It kind of had none. A lot of it was like a visual mess. It's the arguably it's the birthplace of things like collage and stuff like that. And it's called Dada. I forget exactly why that term came to be. Dada is one of Miss Elite's like favorite art styles and stuff. Interesting, very rich history, but a lot of its like verbiage and terminology and stuff was along the lines of things like Wompty Dumpty Dom, which sounds absolutely ridiculous to you as to anyone as like an outsider looking in, but it was like sort of the point. I guess in many ways, Dada and Dadaism is very interesting and very compelling. While I don't personally like the end results of Dada, of the Dada aesthetic, its place in culture and its place in art history is really fascinating stuff, and we actually see it quite a bit now as well. Like, arguably, a lot of the a lot of like the types of reels and shorts and all that kind of good stuff that we see and laugh at, a lot of it has a resemblance to Dada and counterculture and criticizing the current state of the world and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's done for laughs, sometimes it's done more seriously, but it has a lot of similar, I would say, like inclinations. Anyways, this isn't an art history lesson. I just thought it was kind of interesting that something that's so easy to laugh at it also has layers to it, and I wouldn't put it past the devs of this game for that to be the intent potentially, especially since it's a center for contemporary arts in a world shortly after it's been ravaged by war. And again, that was kind of the conditions under which Dada was born. So quite interesting, actually. Dadaism was born. I don't know which one to use when I'm in which context, because the word itself is such a thing. There is a Dada equivalent in the game, though I can't remember the name now. Okay, so the art does exist in the world as well then. Fair enough. Fair enough. Started in the first, was it? Okay, cool. Yeah, I was pretty sure it was the First World War because, like, it was a war like that had not been seen before, right? And it kind of changed how people perceived, I guess, humanity and everything. Gotcha, Maxime. Interesting. So I didn't know that. Again, as a non-native French, I know French. I can speak it well enough, not amazingly. I can speak it well enough, but I'm not a native speaker, Maxime. So that's interesting. I did not know that the double meaning doesn't actually apply. It's fascinating to me that as a non-native speaker, for me, there was a double entendre where for a native speaker there wouldn't be one. God, language is fascinating. But thank you, that helps. So as a noun, it means a kiss, but as a verb, it would be, yes, the vulgar alternative. Yeah. Interesting. The Grimner, Wompty Dumpty Dom is proof that these voice actors are top class. Saying that without any hesitation. I do wonder how many takes there are. Is that where the fountain is from? Oh, no. So the toilet on display, I don't think. Like, you're talking about Marcel Duchamp's Our Mut, Our Mother. That is not. It's post Dada, but it itself is not Dada. I believe that falls under postmodernism. It's been many years since I've like learned the terms and stuff, so I might be a little bit here and there. So I would highly recommend verifying, but it's not. It wouldn't exist And probably the statue we saw in this game wouldn't exist without movements like that, which criticize the forms of art and what we find to be art. Anyway, sorry. I get really interested about this kind of stuff. I apologize. I've promised not to go on too many tangents in the past, but sometimes this game makes it irresistible, right? I was saying it's not... AK, so that was my first thought as well. That it's like a Humpty Dumpty reference. But now that they added contemporary arts, okay, clearly it's not a Humpty Dumpty reference. That is the first thing I thought. And I'm curious, the Grimner, if you do find the Dada equivalent in the game, if you find the name of it, I'd be quite curious. Taking a look. Of course, it's contemporary arts, artsy-fartsy, highfalutin. Maybe it's a play on that also. Oh, could be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it does have a bit of that, like, cadence to it, I suppose. JT basically saying a culture that can create a horror like World War 1/2 doesn't deserve to be respected. And like, yeah, there was a lot of that sentiment as well. It is interesting stuff. Dada mocks and parodies classic Western values. Yes, that's a huge part of it. It's obviously, again, different people, different contributors to the art form had different interpretations and approaches to it, but those are some of the overarching vibes. Interesting also that Dada came to be in a time of crisis and loss of meaning, and now look at the kind of humor that came up in the youth's last 10 years. Oh no, absolutely, 6X Lord. It is, yes, very much so. Which is why I even brought up like the reels and TikToks and shorts. The sense of humor and the approach you're seeing has a lot of similar parallels to Dada. I wouldn't be me without tangents. It's so true, Wickles. I apologize. Anyway, that's enough of a tangent there. It's something I find personally very interesting. And as much as I made fun of it when it first came up, the moment he said Center for Contemporary Arts, for me, it immediately contextualizes it a bit because of, look at where we're standing and all this talk of revolution and war veterans on the other side playing Bool and stuff. All right, back on topic. You're making this up. Turn to the Lieutenant Kim. Is he making this up? Okay, no. I much prefer the second one. Come on, there's no place called the Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center of Arts.
Actually, I think there is. No, it's too much.
Alright, Kim's with me here.
In fact, I'm not. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Nod. Cool. I've seen cooler things than that. Or the RCM should get some of those. No, I'm just gonna smile and nod. Cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionary setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of 07.
The Feld playback experiment? What?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the Feld playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Well, why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
Interesting. I just love the lore that's sprinkled around for coming across. I want to ask something else.
But of course, what else?
You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money? I don't want to beg him for money. I'm not going to ask him that. Am I going to ask him that? I'm not going to ask him that. Great. Thank you for all the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Don't condescend to me. Oh. Interesting stuff. There's the autosave. Let's take a look at the sign over here
You
properly.
see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
Lies. It does not say R&D. That's not a quote. You can't quote something but not actually quote it.
A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Like that, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Oh, Jesus, Kim. My God, man. The lieutenant raises the collar of his bomber jacket. Turn away. Yikes. What do we have here? A bit more money? What do we have here? Another power box. It charges nothing now. It's empty. Fair enough. And a chain link fence. The fence blocks the path. No way on from here. Alright, let's see the other side. Can I go up the ladder? I cannot. Okay, other side it is. Oh, that's an interesting touch, Maxime. If you become fascist, asking for money hurts your morale because you're too proud. My goodness. And I appreciate the reinforcement of my tangents. I'm here for Pun Elite, Cinch Elite, Slanesh Elite, Artsy Elite, and Wholesome Elite. All aspects of the PE we know and love. Thank you. That's a fun breakdown, like a little pie chart. I appreciate it though. Thank you. I know I tend to go on tangents every once in a while. I try to keep them to what I think people will find at least remotely interesting. But there's just so much. I would love to be able to pick the brains of the developers, just to see, like, you know, what was intentional, what are people reading too much into, what was just a throwaway that became something beyond what they expected. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome to get into what is this?
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
I don't know who I'd call, but perhaps my mind will guide me. Let's pick up the handset. Assume depressed pose.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
I'd be a fool not to do this. Let's put 10 cents in and dial a random number. 005-2403-155.
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this?
Why not?
End of tone. Someone picks up.
Oh crap, why did I do this? Why did I do this? I shouldn't have done this.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre?
The voice is female and sounds about 100 years old. Oh no, what have I done? Why did I do this? Why did I do... Ask them about their car warranty. Oh my goodness. I'm going to check out the Wompty Dompty thought. Oh, was there a new thought that got added? I guess so. Okay, I'll check that after this phone call. Palpatine voice, do it. Yes, it's me, Pierre. I'm a terrible person, but we already knew this. Wait, so if you go fascist, you start saying woman and become misogynist. Wait, what? I'm very curious about the alternate potential in this game. Alright, it's me, Pierre.
So nice of you to find the time to call me. It gets so lonely. Even the animals have died.
It's nice to pretend sometimes, maybe, hopefully. I hope Pierre is not like this lady's, like, estranged husband or something. Even the animals have died. It gets lonely even when you're with people.
Are you sure you're Pierre? Your voice, it's different. There. Presentable.
Okay, now I'm concerned for her.
Her voice is drowned in white noise. Sounds like waves washing a beach, growing in volume until the call suddenly disconnects.
What the hell?
You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
I'm done for now. We might come back. We might come back. Alright, let's see what this thought is. Humpty Dumpty Dum Center. Oh, it's real. It's real. It's Wednesday evening and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wonder Twins, Guy and Keith Eust, are the stars of the show with their bomber jackets and white sneakers, head curators of this art exhibition. It's the Wompty Dumty Dummiest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Where are you, if you were not there? So it reduces our suggestion. It's only 42 minutes. I do have a skill point available. It is only 42 minutes. I don't know how much it ties in. I don't know how much it ties in compared to like Mazovian socioeconomics or even the suicide of Krasmazov, but it is a tempting one because it's a short one especially. Oh, the Humpty Dumpty Dummiest? No wait, not Wompty Dummy Dum. Oh my god, I can't even say it right. A dead phone, a smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. Fair enough. Just want to see what's up top over here before we go down. I'm going to see if I can get into that building, because they mentioned a side that didn't have any windows, so I wonder if we can get in there. What else do we have here? Coin-operated weighing machine. Hasn't been used for a decade. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. Water drips from it. More money. Ooh. Mega Beano's prescription lenses. +2 encyclopedia, -1 perception. That's kind of funny. I'll take that. Extra encyclopedia. I wonder where exactly that might come in handy at random, but I'll take it. We have here, oh hello, glass tear. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, there's a whole conversation.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Okay, before I touch it, let's take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Wow, he thinks so little of me, and he's right to, I suppose. It might be a clue.
A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jacket?
Could have been multiple. Listen, again, like I said, because we're a superstar and a little unhinged doesn't mean we're, ludicrous. No, I don't think that's our suspect.
Me neither.
You should still take it.
I don't necessarily disagree. It could come in handy. It's a filthy jacket. Yeah. First of all, we have this. Whose idiotic idea were square and beige plastic frames anyway? Beige is a color that does not look good on anyone. Not to mention that seeing the world through those exceedingly thick lenses feels almost nauseating. Well, they're not made for me. And this jacket is under the interact section. What? This filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. It's streaked with seagull shit and abnormally stiff from God knows what natural processes. You can't even tell what brand it is.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
That's disgusting. I wish I hadn't done this. I wish I hadn't done this. 6X Lord, Okay, if Maxime thinks it's better to keep it hidden, then let's keep it hidden for the time being. But down the line, okay. Down the line, I'll check in if I still haven't found it. But yeah, I'll defer to Maxime's assessment there because he probably know better. I do have the gloves. You're right. Maybe it's not. It still sounds disgusting. The description is disgusting alone. And I was looking for. Oh right, am I really more of an art cop than a commie? That's the thing. It's like it's not necessarily that one affects the other, but the order of operations, I suppose, right? All right. How did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Not really, but let's go for it.
Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Seriously.
Oh, come on. You can't bait me like that and expect me to stop. Okay, let's think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
Ugh.
It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Okay, but what's the crust made of?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say The jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
Okay. That's pretty disgusting. I've had enough. Or what happened once someone put it on the railing? Sure, let's go in. Let's go in deep.
The crust is hard. This jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then? Somewhere, high above the city, a pair of seagulls trace loops through the air. They are like the bombardiers of the aerostatic brigades, gliding above a target-rich environment. All of a sudden, the bomb bay doors open, and their white glittering payload rushes to the ground.
My goodness.
Splat, an explosion of white on a man's shoe. A curse goes up, but the birds do not hear.
Why did I just spend all this time thinking about seagull shit?
It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck.
What pants am I wearing? I don't want to... Oh no, am I wearing good pants? Maybe if I wipe my hands on my pants. I seem like the type of person that wipes his hands on his pants all the time.
What? No. Then it'll just be on your pants. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
What have I done? What have I done? And that's why we always keep at least a little bit of morale in the bank. Because I guess I could have just given up on life if I didn't have that one extra bit there. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I took that jacket. I was compelled to, I suppose, by my love for drama. God. What do we have here? Nothing? It says I can't interact with it. I don't know if I need, like, what kind of tool would help me deal with that. I don't think it's the crowbar. Oh, it is. What do you know? Oh, I see. It's okay. I misread it at first. I get it. Almost getting broken by a dirty jacket. Yeah. Isn't it nice when a jacket has a crust? Oh, disgusting. The word crust in that context is so nasty. Hey, another postcard. Courant 33. Let's go ahead and put the crowbar away and take a look at this postcard. This one has hell written on its back. It could not be further from the truth. It's the boom years, and Courant, the nicest district in Revachol West, is enjoying a sun-drenched day. Tall and handsome buildings rise from the riverside, steel, iron, and yellow limestone, with cloud shadows sliding on the facades. Oh. Very picturesque descriptions. A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. And the tarp will keep out neither rain, nor snow, nor wind. Well, it seems they've done a poor job of it then, fair enough. Keep exploring deeper down this way. Ooh, some coin. Don't mind if I do. What do we have up here? What do we have up here? This is a big... this map is huge. This game is a huge world. A big wine canister. It's open and empty. Unfortunate. More people out over here. Before I go engaging with that... Oh, what's this?
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on, that is awful. Cover my nose.
It doesn't help. You can still smell it.
Isn't it just rotting fish?
Don't be naive.
Oh no, is there another dead body here?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. It is death. It must be.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Hang on a second. Do we actually have a second murder going down? Or is this just like somebody who died, you know, and has been left here to rot? Because nobody seems to care about this part of the world. Well, now I'm engaged. Now I gotta push in. Floorboards look rotten and weak. Okay. Is this just a dead body? Is this guy... Oh, that's a corpse. It's not a person. Oh, he's turned gray. Oh.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet.
Did he, like, slip through the crack, fall, and break his neck and die? That's my first guess. He was drunk, slipped through a gap, or maybe like stepped too hard and it broke underneath his weight, and he broke his neck on the bench.
The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. The 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself.
I was expecting a lot of things. I was not expecting this.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Alright, study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Mud-caked boots, eh? Mud from where? Oh, actually, could this be one of the suspects?
The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom-made.
Let's search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Let's study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
Yeah. Occam's razor, right? Occam's razor? I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's probably what happened.
A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark.
Let's examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years.
Damn. Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Okay, let's take a look at his head first.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
No, just this one at the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Yeah, a little bit. Let's examine the bottle, the chewing gum, and the floorboards last, in case that, like, I don't know, sends him careening through. So examine the bottle first.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
It's unfortunate.
Tear all around us.
He looks at 2 other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Even I feel a little gross about that perspective, I imagine. When I say I feel gross, I mean Buddy here. I personally, yeah, definitely don't like the idea of this situation in particular.
True. It feels disrespectful.
Disrespectful indeed. Let's examine the chewing gum wrapper as well.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Let's look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too? Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
Man, that's really quite depressing. Step on the floorboards.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him. The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
This is an omen, a sign from above that you need to stop drinking.
He looks like me. I could have ended up just like him, dead on some empty boardwalk with a bottle next to my corpse. Or looks like just another old drunkard to me. Or I think labeling him as an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet. I mean, I feel like that's a safe-ish bet. Question is, again, there's always room for character development, right? For our player character. I think we know we have a problem. I think waking up not knowing anything about the world is a good jolt to the system. So, is this an opportunity to like introspect and go, damn, I need to be careful with myself, or is this an opportunity to dissociate, right? Which is like, I was just another old drunkard, and not really realize the like, you know, spend no time introspection, or do this, which I feel like comes kind of out of nowhere. One alcoholic knows another. True. CJ, how's it going, buddy? Glad you could join in today. Glad you could come on through today. Inland Empire not holding back today. Yeah, it really isn't, eh? Now, he looks like me. Again, as a reminder, these are our inner thoughts, right? So I do want to try and reflect them when it makes sense. And I think, yeah, he looks like me. I could have ended up just like him, dead on some empty boardwalk with a bottle next to my corpse. Yeah, three seems even more in denial, yeah. It's like escalating sense of denial over here. One bottle does not an alcoholic make. Oh, no, it's not that. I think it's more the bottle and more bottles in the area, and the huge, like, wad of gum in his mouth is like, yeah, you know, maybe he was headed home and he's had this conversation with his wife, or his kids are worried about him when he comes home drunk, so he's trying to cover up the smell by having so much, what was it, spearmint gum or whatever. I think this guy was almost definitely an alcoholic.
Well, at least you're not married.
Kim, ouch. What the hell, man? Literally hurt me. Literally hurt my morale there. God damn. The lieutenant points at the ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and gray. Rude. What the hell?
Or, what if you are?
Yeah, exactly. What if I am? Not every culture wears a ring, you know, Kim, gosh.
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
Okay, what do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
True. I was saying, like, I can't live in a world of ifs, right? Because, like, yeah, sure, but if the crack had been a bit bigger, then he could have drowned to death. Could it be related to the lynching? Nah, not really. Do you think he was drunk? Point at the bottle. What about the kebab? Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous. Yeah, I don't disagree. The company that built it. Do you think he was drunk? Point at the bottle.
Oh, yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior.
Oh, I see, Seamus. I missed the sarcasm there. That's my bad. It was like obviously sarcastic, and I completely whiffed it. My bad. 6X Lord, holy. Damn, man, you got your Kim hat on. I was like, not every culture wears a ring. And I assumed in response to that 6X Lord is like, especially not single culture. God damn. And yeah, for real, Wickles, what happened to Kim being a homie, right? Damn. Rude. That was a cutting statement from Kim.
But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Yeah, for sure. What about the kebab? I mean, dude was hungry. I'm curious sometimes about the questions that come up, but sure, what about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Kebab. I can never say kebab like that. Kebab. Kebab? Kebab. Kebab. Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk.
Yeah, I figure.
Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Yep, I was wondering if Kim would say it or if I would have to say it. It's like, yeah, it doesn't actually save any, like, doesn't really, yeah, what he said. What he said. I don't think it's related to the lynching, but the mud-covered boots, I mean, maybe, you know, was he responsible in killing somebody and then had to get drunk as a result of it? Could it be related to the lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, and related to the murder case.
Agreed. If this somehow converges later, why not? But keep it simple for now.
Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
Now, what should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
What about field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything criminal here. I just wonder, though, right? Especially after the revelation a couple of sessions ago about the actual lynching, right? And the cause of death there. I just wonder if we shouldn't do... I mean, it seems silly. This is quite obviously an unfortunate accident. I'm being overzealous. You're right. I don't see anything criminal here. Let's leave it at that.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
Oh, we found him. We should finish this, right? I'm a good cop. I might be a terrible human being, but I am a good police officer. At least there's that. So we found him. We should finish this.
All right. We should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from Mike and Emma. Let them know we are taking the case.
Fair enough. We'll make our way back there. What do we have here?
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Let's examine the kebab wrapper. Kebab. Hearing the word is throwing me off now.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads, Shish Kebab Revachol.
I was just thinking about shish kebab because shisha was mentioned in chat. Shish kebab Revachol.
It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Examine the cigarette pack.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
All right, and the tear?
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
I'm very curious what that means, because it's not like the game ever brought up the lacking hygiene of the bottles we picked up from the ground, so something specific here, I assume.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell. Alright, well, it is unfortunate. So we got to report this from the radio in his car. What do we have here? This coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years. Stop messing with the coin viewer and hold on to something. The wind is so strong. Okay. Don't think there's a chance of me actually getting blown off or anything like that. I don't think we can access that building I was looking at earlier. Yeah, this is blocked off. I might be able to go this way, but I can't get behind this building. Okay, fair enough. Alright, that's that. And we've already explored up over here. Yep, been through all this. Can I go up that way? Maybe? I don't think so. Yeah, let me click there, but I don't think we can actually get there. Letting autopilot kind of drive me over and see if there's anything along the way. Oh, maybe we can go up the other way. No. Okay, fair enough. There was one thing to investigate down there at least. There's the autosave. I really got to remember to quick save more often. I don't do it often enough. What do we have here? Oh, is this the famous church? I guess so. This must be. Okay. Before I engage with this, just want to look around a bit more. Just because it's been kind of built up, so I assume I assume it's a bit of an investment. So before I get into that, I just want to see what else is around here. Like this rock, under which there's a bit of money, I had a feeling. And this bunker, I guess? Or is it a mine shaft? These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. The chain trails off into the ocean, to who knows where. And this barrel has been recently discarded. It still smells of fuel oil. Well, what do we have here?
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
I imagine I need my crowbar to actually try to open this, right? Oh, just a very low chance. Like, well, what is this thing anyway?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
Okay, okay. What if I get my crowbar in hand? I don't think that'll be enough to pop this thing
An
open.
old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand.
I only get the one roll, so I'm not going to waste it. Not going to waste it. I do want to try to open that. I don't want to lose my streak either. But it's more about wanting to actually open it. Weird to me that that's a red check and not a white one. It's like, why can't I try multiple times? What do we have here? Cigarette butts cleaned away under a rock. Brand Chimutiri. You take a mental note. Chimutiri. Seems important somehow. Okay, I didn't think so, but alright. Trust the game. There was a campfire here a long time ago, and what's up here? Rusted box. Broken control box for this radio tower. This ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air has eaten away at it. Jesus. This relay tower coordinates boat traffic in the bay. Barely. More. Ooh, no. A scented scarf. Increases my shivers, but worsens my physical instrument. That is an interesting combination. And tiny inlets there, off in the far distance, where the posts trail towards. Okay, hang on a second. Where's this scarf? Come on. This light springtime scarf smells like men's cologne mixed with cheap laundry detergent. Someone must have left it behind, probably from a date. Wear it if you want to delude yourself that spring has arrived. Fair enough. Don't see the advantage of +1 shivers from the springtime cold and -2 physical instrument from the allergies. God. The music is very melancholic. It is indeed, Vikram. Oh, Maxime poses a question to anyone familiar with the game. Those who play the game, should we say something about that door? Immediately piquing my curiosity. I see Seamus and Esteban getting into a musical duet. Look, licking a bit of rum off of a counter does not make a hobo. It's about quantity. And one lick does not a hobo make. The boardwalk rises to your south. It casts its long shadow over you. Very well. That's the body, right? Yeah, that's the body. All right, cool. Make our way back to the other side of this fork behind the church, and then we'll check out the church. You're not a hobo. You've not ridden a train. That's true. All right, done. All right, done. Let's go ahead and check this church out. Really nervous about it. It can only be bad things, right? Based on how much it was hyped up. The sign reads St. Brune 1147. All right. A kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. The church. Wait, hang on. Before I go inside, what's this? Let's get up the outside, right? Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. Ooh, more money. Donations. Thank you. And an altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. All right, very well. Let's head inside.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Let's inspect the carpentry real quick. Just take a close look at everything here, and then we'll go inside.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. 2 large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run our hand over the beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Just the level of corrosion is wild. Let's take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Alright, well, let's look at this sticker then.
You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
Kind of funny hearing like an emote get described before emojis were a thing. I mean, it's a pictograph. It shouldn't be that hard to understand what I'm looking at, right?
There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
What makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Kim, have you seen this symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
Did Nirvana's use of the symbol predate emojis? I'm pretty sure the symbol is older than emojis. I just use the term emoji as like a what's it called? Like a recognizable phrase. Like Mr. Smiley or whatever his name is. Isn't he just a button? Like, isn't he just a yellow circle with a smiley face? Yeah, Josh, I was mentioning. Oh yeah, I've seen so much talk at the church, so I'm very curious as to what's going on over here. Very curious as to what's going on over here.
No.
You haven't seen it. Okay, well, what does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Okay, what is junior delinquency?
For Revachol aussi, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
Yeah, I was testing you, Kim, keeping you on your toes. What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
That's a very, you know what? That's that's how a lot of conclusions are drawn. That's for sure. I agree. It's very modern. But does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? So what is the source of the irony here?
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Okay, I could try to peel off the sticker without ripping it. Decent chance of success there. I wouldn't call it easy, but let's go for it.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Okay, do I put the sticker on my ledger or in my ledger? I feel like on my ledger makes sense, you know, like a sticker on the back. Yeah, put the sticker on my ledger, right on the cover.
Voila. Looks very modern.
I like it. I like it.
You're part of the future brigade now, and so is your formerly humdrum ledger. Neon, baby.
Very disco, exactly. Let's go ahead and inspect the staple over here.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
I mean, I want to rattle the doors. I'm gonna back off.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Okay, fine. Let's do the staple then. I suppose that makes sense. Apply some official force on the padlock. No, first let's rattle the doors. That's why I came back here in the first place. Let's rattle the doors to see if they open.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
Only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
I don't think that's going to work.
Right.
The padlock, should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
Turn to the lieutenant. This is where Mr. Prybar comes in handy.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment.
Should we start with that kick drum coming from the ice? I heard a sound before.
Yes, the pulsing bass. A sure sign of junior delinquency. Somewhere east of here.
Oh, that's the most old man thing I've heard Kim say. Yes. Yes, the bass is a little too high here. There must be children around.
There's something on the sea ice there.
Alright. Head on over. Sea ice where? Trying to figure out. Oh, down this way, I guess? Cool. Kim, no fun allowed. Kitsuragi? Yeah, for real. What's this over here? A little bit of money. What else do we have? Before you, a drawbridge. It can only be lowered from the other side. It seems to be happening every once in a while in this game. A school of fish huddled around the fence post, then scattered into the dark. Full of holes. Could the posts hide treasure? What? Look inside. Oh. What? Each one? God damn, are you for real? It's almost a whole buck. Alcohol, potent pilsner, +1 physique, -1 morale. 3 uses left. Don't mind if I do. Do they all have something? No way. Okay, hang on. If they all have something, I'd be a fool not to take advantage of it. These are not bad. These are not bad gains. These are not bad at all. My god. 34 real. We actually have enough for, what, a day and a half of stay now? Jackpot indeed. Does anyone remember how much the boombox cost, by the way? Because I need the boombox, right? For my karaoke. And I can't get through here. Drawbridge only comes down from the other side. There's like a winch and pulley system over there. Can't go up this way. Alright. Go around. Nothing down there. Trying to figure out exactly how to get onto the ice, I guess. Up this way. Let's go. What do we have on this side? Nope. Looks like I can't even get into the grass over here. That's kind of funny. Maybe to walk up over here? No. Building before you house the engine. Must have been a big one. Okay, no, that's not. I can definitely go around. Okay, what am I missing here? Using the arrow keys now. So I can't go this way. Right? Right side of the church is traversable. It's hard to see. Oh, okay, I missed it. My blindness kicking in. And my fatigue. Been a long week. Oh, up over here? Or... I can't climb the ladder. Doesn't look like... Oh, you mean this over here? Oh, what do you know? Okay, there's a gap there. Wow, yeah, okay, I missed it. Thank you. Yes, I would have spent forever looking for that. Nothing up over here. Alright, set them down. To the drum. Must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Yeah, that's kind of impressive, actually.
A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Kuno 2.0.
Oh. Hello there.
No, too calm to be Kuno.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
That sounds so sketch, man. So you want to party? That's what is wrong with this guy? Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat?
Huh?
She looks up at you, distracted.
Maybe she didn't hear you. A little louder.
I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I do have a hat on. I have my beanie on. I don't have to do anything. I'm the law. You have to do what I say. No, I should, and I do. Pointing at my hat, yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
She does like to party. She is on drugs. It's nice you wear one too if you plan on staying outside in this weather.
Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
What did she just say? That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law.
This authority's gonna be impossible. Or is that kind of language really necessary? 17%? What do you guys think? Chat, should we take the risk? It'll be our first failed roll in like 2.5 sessions now. First 2 sessions ago, then last session, and now this session. We're just over halfway there, right? True, a fail is not really a fail. It still unlocks more conversations and stuff, but you know what I mean. Keep the streak going, as in try the roll and hope for the best. Failure would probably be funny. Better get the failure out of the way, true. What's life without risks? Quoting me back at me, I love it. Alright, let's do it. Let's risk it. I like it. Patrick, I might have missed you earlier. I'm sorry if I did, but how's it going, bud? Welcome, welcome. Alright, here goes. Fingers crossed. Say a quick prayer to the dice gods. Let's do it. You will respect my authority. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Lots of feeling. Feel it up. Way up.
Shit. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh my god. Fuck the hat? Is that what you just said to me? I can't believe you told me to fuck the hat.
You're saying it really loud, but it's not coming out right. Maybe add more indignation.
So I should just take this hat I'm wearing and fuck it, right? Engage in sexual intercourse with a hat right here in front of you? Because you told me so? On the sea ice?
More.
Right here on the sea ice?
More.
Give you a little ice cop hat fuck show?
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
The girl is visibly shaken.
The lieutenant is watching the scene unfold before his eyes, unsure how to react.
Is that how you see me?
The girl looks down, slowly curling into a ball.
Anyway. Oh god, I'm so tempted to start crying. Just have a full-on breakdown. Let's do it. Start crying.
The young woman has kept her eyes trained on her wires, waiting for the sorry spectacle to end. But it's gone awful quiet up there. Then, the sound of sobbing. Looking up, she sees a grown man on the wrong side of 40, his face bloated from alcohol and God knows what else. Not so quietly, crying.
This isn't really about the hat, is it?
Gotta keep that morale up. It is. It so is.
Okay, sure. You're not the only one with issues. I self-medicate. Shit. Life's a horror, you know. Crying helps, though. Get it out your system. And then maybe we can talk. Okay? I'll be here.
Man. That was certainly an interaction. Alright, well that's the streak over, but I think it was well worth it. That was well worth it. Fails are entertaining in this game. Wrong side of 40. What a line, eh, classified? Wrong side of 40. It's not a party until somebody cries. Hey, yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's that famous song about the whole thing. It kind of worked, exactly. You know, she didn't like lash out. Kim might though. I don't think Kim was very happy about my moment there. Having looked away during the final phase of your little episode, the lieutenant now addresses you.
Do you want to talk about what just happened?
That's probably a good idea.
Normally, I'm opposed to discussing one's feelings, especially on duty. but I think this is an exceptional case. So, what do you think happened?
'Tis possible thou couldst persuade the lieutenant 'twas all a part of thy unorthodox method. But can thou persuade thyself?
A crygasm, my god. I experienced a minor malfunction, I'm okay now. It was nothing, or convince myself that I didn't melt down just now. 58% isn't bad. It's unfortunate because I do have things I could wear to improve my drama, like the bow tie and stuff, but can't change clothes. I mean, I guess I could. What do you guys think? Should I leave, put on my best acting outfit, and try to convince him I'm fine, everything's okay? Convince myself everything's okay? I should be able to leave and come back. I hope it doesn't kill the conversation completely, because it does say it was nothing. Leave. You know what? 58% is a decent chance enough. And like I always say, exactly, what's life without risks, right? I don't know if I'll have another chance. Exactly, Tara. That's why I'm kind of concerned. Get off the copium. Admit to your crygasm. No. It was nothing. It wasn't a meltdown. I'm fine. It was part of my methods. They don't teach it yet. It's a new approach.
Thy pen of lies runneth dry. Best to simply deny the truth, bold-facedly.
What? Nothing happened.
So you're saying you didn't break down in tears just now and nearly tear your shirt off?
I've never cried once in my life.
Uh-huh.
You could torture me, abandon me, even divorce me, and I'd be as dry as a desert. Yes, sir. Wipe my eyes.
Yes, I've definitely never seen you cry before, nor lent you my handkerchief to dry your tears.
Methinks my liege doth protest too much. A performance that would make the star of a radio melodrama blush.
Even so, in the future, could you please refrain from emoting too much on duty? The quasi-legal status of the RCM means we need to project strength twice as consistently as any other police force in the world.
Weakness is strength, Kim.
Not when projecting strength. Then it's just weakness.
Sounds like typical macho bullshit to me.
That may be so, but such is Revachol, and this is what is expected of us in Revachol. Glad to hear it was minor. Can you go on?
Absolutely. Superstars always get back up and try again. There's a whole song about it.
Then let's go.
That was an easy choice. One of the options had Superstar literally in it. I don't know what we would do without Kim. Probably have more breakdowns. Don't divorce us, Kim. Yeah. I didn't mean it, Kim. Don't leave me. Yeah, I was worried the Grimmer. I didn't feel like we could leave and come back, so that was the right call. It's okay. A 58% chance, right? Painted with pastels, someone is trying to bring cheer into the world. Alright. Keep investigating. Oh, I completely misread this. I thought this was like a whole winch and pulley system. It's just not. It's trash from some unending party. A pole screwed into the ice to keep the tent erect. And more tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. Very well. Check this tent out. Nah, we'll check that out later. Have this conversation again. Get past our initial stop point.
So, no. Seriously, what's eating you, man?
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing, and she wears thick black eyeliner. Most men wouldn't call her pretty. There is a manliness to her, a coarseness.
Okay, yeah, can we talk for a minute? What's your name? What's the device you have there? What are you doing out here in the cold? Or actually, that's it for now. Yeah, no, can we talk for a minute?
I was wondering when you would come around. What's up?
I guess there's something that's been making my life hell.
What is it?
I think it's the plight of the working class. Everyone's just mooching off the entrepreneurial class, shackling the doers. I think it's all these foreign people taking our jobs. People just keep putting their selfish interests ahead of the greater good. Ah, damn, I'm torn between 1 and 4 here. 1. I think it's the plight of the working class.
Oh, really?
The golem of capital runs rampant, smashing creator and slave alike. I fear the process is irreversible.
So the thing that's got you crying in front of strangers is social justice?
I haven't seen much of this world, but from what I've seen, social justice is an adolescent term. It sounds almost liberal. What's got me shaken up is the people's struggle, and it's got me shaken up bad. No, that's probably not it, is it? Or, yeah, pretty sure. Now I've had some questions about something else entirely. No. No, we'll go with the first option here. Gotta double down, right? Gotta double down.
Yeah, man. They're pretty bad.
She says without much convincing. Or conviction, sorry. Oh, yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I was like, she doesn't seem convinced. It makes me sick thinking about the thousands, millions, billions? How many people are there, actually? How many people are there in the world?
3.6 billion, not counting those in sale.
Really? That many? Reduces me to tears thinking of the 3.6 billion and God knows how many more in the soul crushed, in the soul place, crushed under the tyranny of the market.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Are you sure you're not just hung up on some chick, though?
Probably. Now that you mention it, I found these letters I've thrown in the trash. They might have something to do with it, or I'm positive. Now, I had some questions for you before I'll start. No, you know what? Time to face my truths, right? Now that you mention it, I found these letters I'd thrown in the trash. They might have something to do with it.
Okay. Why'd you think that?
First, they had just the faintest scent of chewing gum on them. I could still smell it under the shit. They were written in a woman's hand, and oh boy, did reading them make me feel not good. The hell with his questions. I had them. And you have answers. No, let's go with the woman's handwriting.
There you have it then. Chick trouble. Not political after all. Who was she?
Don't remember.
Really? You seem to be pretty upset about this chica. Are you sure you don't remember anything about her?
I remember her scent, and that's all.
Wow, man. That's some pretty strange shit. Are you sure the letters were for you?
Yeah, I'm sure. Why would I have reacted so strongly otherwise? Or come to think of it, the whore could have written them to her lover. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm all about the drama, right? Come to think of it, the whore could have written them to her lover.
Come on, man. Don't be like that. I mean, maybe she did, but you don't know that.
I've used up so much of my my morale. Like boosting the magnesium, I guess it is. You're right, it doesn't help. Or what's there to know in this shithole anyway? Guess we're spiraling. What's there to know in this shithole anyway?
Beats me.
Well, that didn't help. She exhales a puff of shimmering cold air. A moment passes.
How come you don't remember, though? Is it like some selective memory thing?
Well, what do you mean by selective memory? I think it's more about me getting so unbelievably drunk I completely erased all memory of this world. Or you might have a point there. Selective memory. No, it's about being completely plastered.
Yeah, or it might be that. This one time I did so much booze that I forgot too.
I was wondering about that pause.
It's obvious she's done more than booze.
Hey, what's the hookup? Going to the drop.
Or it might just be some psych bullshit, you know? Königstein wank.
Huh. Yeah, what is this Königstein wank?
You know, the psych thing they've got going on there. Rich people like it. People in Königstein are mostly rich.
Oh, what's going on here? Thanks for the bullshit psych thing then. You know, I'm not sure this made things any better. Or, alright, I had some questions for you. You know, I'm not sure this made things any better.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Might be for the best to keep that shit forgotten, actually. Just my opinion. If it itches, don't scratch.
Yes, but it itches really, really bad.
Alright, what's your name?
Estelle.
And your surname? Oh, no. Nah, I don't want to reveal to her I'm a cop just yet, even though she probably knows.
Why?
Alright, maybe she needs to know. I'm from the police. It's for the paperwork.
Okay, it's Berger.
A very common name. You have little reason to doubt that's her real name. But she's not all that surprised by this cop show questioning, is she?
What's the device you have there?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
And the wires?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
What's a contact microphone?
A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Any news on my wife's name? How about my... No. What am I supposed to do with this?
No idea.
Alright. How does that thing work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Or where'd you get the mic from?
Same place I got the recorder from, the Palaceum.
What's the Palaceum?
Oh man, you haven't been to the Palaceum? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Sounds interesting. Who is this Arno guy?
Oh yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person.
I get down. What is this nonsense? What is this shade? I get down all the time.
I don't know what that means.
I grind.
I don't know what that means either.
It means I'm hip beyond my years.
That's cool.
Damn, you're right. Time has deserted me.
Sucks, man. Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps?
She squints. I misread the sentence there. Man, so much shame in today's episode. Just like a complete drain on all of our morale. Does this have anything to do with contact mic?
Yeah, I record stuff with it.
No, I mean the Boxer contact mic.
No. This is a contact microphone. It's for recording inside solid objects. Contact mic just beats people up.
Oh, don't. It's not just beats people up. He takes a beating too.
That's not fair. And an understatement.
You know, contact mic doesn't just beat people up. Contact mic is a role model. Yes, you heard right. You should try to be more like Contact Mike, a successful athlete and an inspirational figure who has overcome social, physical, and mental obstacles. On second thought, screw Contact Mike. He's not a champion. You are. So on and so forth. Or sorry, I don't know why I said that. There was not something else I wanted. No, yes, you heard that right. You should try to be more like Contact Mike, a successful athlete and an inspirational figure, who has overcome social, physical, and mental obstacles.
Man, you are one weird cop.
This isn't about me. This is about your lack of respect for one of boxing's greatest. And for yourself.
What is it with you and this Mike guy?
She pauses. The question is rhetorical.
Okay, if it floats your boat, I'll be more like Contact Mike and less like me.
Excellent. But self-respect is not meant to float any boats but your own.
I'll keep that in mind for future use.
Alright, now, I had some non-mic questions for you.
Okay.
What are you doing out here in the cold?
Recording, I guess.
And what exactly is it that you're recording?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound.
What happened to the headphones?
My boyfriend sold them. I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious.
And what are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps?
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music.
Ah.
They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
She's gathering samples, I guess. This is more, it feels like it's tapping more into the strange musical tastes of, or the strange artistic tastes of the world and where it's headed. But yeah, we'll just nod.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be like a music place anyway.
She rubs her shoulders and looks around.
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
Take this, your call.
The lieutenant begins to take off his jacket.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
This is a very good voice actor as well. That sudden, like, I'm sorry I said that. You could almost hear her, like, jolt, you know? Like, ah, crap.
It's okay.
The lieutenant backs up. He throws you a glance. Now, this is where a hat would come in handy. Back on about the hats? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you were right about the hat.
Don't want to give her my beanie. I am supposed to protect and serve. Here, you need this more than I do.
Thanks.
I just gave it away. I just gave it away. I regret nothing. I'm a good guy. It's okay. Now, about that Palaceum place. You said it's supposed to be a music place? What is?
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Palaceum or something. Stupid. It's really not going to be a Palaceum, that's for sure.
Interesting. The boys?
Yeah. Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
And why is that?
Well, why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room.
Well, stuff like what?
Music stuff mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it.
You mean like those headphones your boyfriend sold, or want to just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze? Yeah, want to just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze.
That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold.
Okay. I had some other questions.
Go ahead.
Oh, interesting. 42%. Oh, giving her the hat gives us +1 here. More like contact Mike now. I don't think she is. Empathy. Do we have anything I could put on for empathy? Because again, changing clothes doesn't allow us to reroll the white roll. It has to be leveling up, and I don't necessarily want to spend a level on empathy if I don't have to. 42% is not bad, but tell me more about this music place you've been planning in the church. Maybe I can learn more, and then I can get a higher, like, more bonuses, right?
It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Palaceum. Except that, yeah.
She looks at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek.
The floorboards are twisting, and the shooting beams are slowly cracking, like bones. Far east of the Golden Delta, beyond the industrial port, there is a black patch of unlit coast with the smallest creatures on the ice. There will never be a club for anodic music here.
I don't know if anodic music is a real world thing or what.
Not in a million years.
Cool. What is anodic dance music?
You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Like cathodes and anodes? Is that the reference there? Okay, well, electronic instruments like what?
Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that.
You see clear, beautiful, violent flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. That is what the future will look like, if it ever comes.
So you want to turn the church into a club?
I know. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It was supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it. Hey, you two are cops.
No. We are the law.
Okay, well, maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys, because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right?
Well, interesting. Yeah, sure. I'll talk to them.
They're inside that thing there. Would be cool if you did. Was there something else?
Yeah, did you put the padlock on the church door?
No.
No?
Not really, no.
What does not really mean?
She's trying to get out of a direct lie with semantic tricks. She personally didn't put the padlock on the door.
Exactly. Okay, if you personally didn't, then who did?
Yeah, you know. That's what I meant. Noid did. Noid put the padlock on the door.
And what is this Noid? A friend of yours?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
And why did this Noid person put a padlock on the church door?
To keep more weirdos from getting in. Fucking Martinez. I'm sorry. It's got the worst weirdos. If you get around to it, ask Andre about him, he'll tell ya.
Alright, enough about the church then. I had another question.
Go ahead.
That didn't help. Alright, well, you seem surprisingly comfortable with being questioned. Why is that?
Well, it's just questioning, right? You're just questioning me. It's what cops do.
Oh, have you been questioned before?
Once or twice, yeah. I'm sorry I haven't had the Revachol experience they get east of the river.
Wait, what's east of the river? You mean us? Or, like, where we were before?
Rich people.
Ah.
Rich people are east of the river.
Look awestruck. Who are these rich people? They sound wonderful. I'd like to be one too. Sneer. I bet they're really rich. They must have very special people to be so rich. Lean in and whisper. Let me guess. These rich people are not from around here. Or strange. The existence of rich people does not stir any emotions in me. Nah, I bet they're really rich. They must be very special people to be so rich.
Oh, they are. And I'm scum.
I'm scum too.
She nods apprehensively.
What trouble have you gotten yourself into with the police?
The usual. I had a shitty run as a teenager.
What's the usual?
You know, drinking, getting into fights. The ugly stuff that happens when you move out your parents' place at 13. In Forberg.
Interesting term. Time to glean some knowledge.
What is in Faubourg?
Is this a rhetorical question?
No, I literally cannot remember even the most basic terms sometimes.
Faubourg, not in Faubourg, is a massive banlieue south of Jamrock Quarter. It is the largest ghetto in Revachol, possibly the world.
Okay, I know what Jamrock is, but let's say I didn't.
We are Jamrock, sort of. Martinez is called North Jamrock sometimes. Jamrock is also a ghetto, only smaller than Faubourg.
Jamrock is a district of Revachol comprised of the following quarters: Pox, Villa Lobos, Central Jamrock, Grand Couronne, Old South, and the Valley of the Dogs. Learning is great.
Turn to the girl. And why did you have to move out when you were so young?
My dad was a drunk. Plus, I guess, I just wanted to drink too, you know. Get my party on.
I get that. I'm a major party animal myself. Major.
Alright.
Surely that lets us empathize a bit better? No. I say we try it. Still 42%. What's the worst that could happen? The tape recorder lies on the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up.
The device is
Nice.
still warm from her touch and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo, Omicron, adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands.
Sorry you have to sit here on the ice feeling miserable at your age or at any age in this weather, waiting for it to get dark.
She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup.
Oh, for makeup stuff. People who built this world intended it to be better for you, but they failed. It's easy to live in their failure with this by your side. Put the tape recorder down. Sure no. The people who built this world intended it to be better for you, but they failed. It is easier to live in their failure with this by your side.
The wind howls. She remains silent. It's real. Tell her.
It's not a childish fantasy. It can be a real weapon against what's coming for you now.
What is?
The dark. Nothing if you got this. Don't be scared. For I'm once again reminded of how Contact Mike rose from the slums of St. Baptiste to the top of the boxing world, overcoming adversity and serious brain trauma. Nothing is coming. Nothing he wouldn't knock out in 3 rounds. The real fight is for the right attitude. Huh. Don't need to terrify her. I'm once again reminded of Contact Mike.
I can't believe this turned into another mic thing. Fine. Okay, I'll stick to it. I'll knock it out in 3 rounds. So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer?
That's it for now, actually.
Okay, bye.
Don't know how successful that was, I guess. Let's go ahead and deal with the boys in the tent.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel, reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock, are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
It's safe to assume this is their leader, or at least he thinks he is.
Sure, we'll squeeze in.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
Never too old for a camp.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
That seems more likely.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Wow. Yo, what the hell? When Kim gets brutal, he gets real brutal. Oh. Alright. You guys are jamming. Oh, there we go. There's the actual sticker itself. It smells like sweat and laundry detergent. Plus a trace of ether. Oh, this music. Holy. Alright. Pretty good. Got a pile of nasal sprays. Brand name Nosafed Ultra. Canister filled with what appears to be water. Label says distilled. A speaker, the big kind they use for live music. Alright, let's go ahead and quick save before things go horribly wrong. That forehead is something. This guy's forehead? I didn't know who to talk to first, but this guy's closest, I guess, technically.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Shake his hand.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg!
The tape player high above his head continues to blast what is probably hypnotic music.
Together with a Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Oh wait, how many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Many in the pipeline, that's familiar. Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
There's no need. The place is pretty bad. Or next time, watch yourself. Or was there something you wanted? Your friend Asel said there was a problem with the church.
Ah, so you've met her. Good. Yeah, it's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast. I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads. Burnouts.
He angrily spits on a screw and starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol.
Strike that. The world.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there were the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion.
Oh no.
You're an expert in those.
I won't stand for narcomaniacs of any kind. No narcomaniacs on my watch, except for myself, of course. More drugs for me that way. No. What kind? What kind?
The spooky kind.
Oh, what exactly do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Interesting. The 6X we're talking about Egghead's icon. Egghead? You mean Egghead's like portrait? Every time I see it, I think he's like going Super Saiyan or something.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse. People just wanna spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
Okay, I'll look into it. Tell me more.
All right, man.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchanged giddy looks.
Alright. Acel told me Noid put the padlock on the door. Why?
I did ask Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
Well, how long have those people been locked in there?
Not long, like a week maybe?
Jesus. How can you be sure they haven't starved to death? This is cool, taking initiative like this is proper citizen behavior and I endorse it. God, no. How can you be sure they're not dead?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there.
Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means?
Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive. I mean, come on. Most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives.
I feel the longer this conversation goes on, the more likely, the less alive these people become in Andre's mind. What does that even mean, man? No, actually, you know what? No. Yeah, I got your drift. I get what he's saying. Yeah.
I knew you'd get it. You're one smart cop.
I get by. Now, where was I with that padlock?
He nods attentively, ready to answer the questions of one smart cop.
I need the key.
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
Just saying I need the key makes me think of Agent Smith interrogating Morpheus. I need the key. The key. Thinking of all the 80% checks we failed. Thinking of all the 90% checks we've failed. Yeah, 85% that's a fail in Party World. Honestly, for real, God. 99% is an absolute fail. Guaranteed. I had to go for a drive. Looks like I missed some good times in the net. Acel, yeah, what was yes, there was a bit of yelling involved, I guess. All right, now my reaction speed over here, 58% chance. We can do this, right? The speed freak dips into his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool, infused move, tossing it in your general direction. I could let it fall to the ground and pick it up like a normal person, or I could be the cool cop, catch the key as it flies towards me.
You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left.
Catch it.
Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly.
Basking in glory seems like what this guy would do. I would just say thanks and play it cool, but this guy basks in glory.
The young man with ribcage-shaped suspenders looks at you, standing there, with a goofy grin on your face. The word august used as an adjective. That's how cool it feels to be old and cool in the eyes of the young. Let's face it, you're near death, yet bathed in the golden rays of stately grandeur. like a late summer's day, like a daddy-o.
I love it. I love seeing August in this context since I normally only see it with Crusader Kings 3. This is hilarious.
Like a tequila sunset.
Like a tequila sunset. None of that tequila sunset business. It's gotten me to death's door. There's more to this world. No, damn right. I am tequila sunset. Arriba.
Of course you are. It's too late to be a tequila sunrise now. There will be no sunrise. Not for you.
That sounds dark. Right. Other questions.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know.
Who
Let's do it.
Who exactly are these people inside the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't even seen them and you want the police involved.
Well, there's also the machinery.
But this machinery is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
I'm trying to guess like what it might actually be. Like, is this like a hydro dam or something?
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Then again, though, it's a guess. Like it could become something completely fantastical.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
But you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
Oh, okay. What was that about something watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Not human, as in a ghost. Do you know what he means?
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
How many drugs are these kids doing? What a crab man?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls.
Ambush behavior. Nodding. Crab man. Yeah.
Crab man! Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
Can you tell me more about this machinery?
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
Alright, so how can you be sure they're burnouts and dope heads if you haven't even seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
This is a below-feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy.
Wow, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. Or I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument. No. I mean, I guess I'm not stupid, right? Exactly. This drugged up kid said it's Crabman. Who am I to doubt them? No. But, wow. You can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire.
Hey now, I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers.
These percentages, man.
Don't let all that technology fool you. Where do you think the drugs come from?
Alright, let's talk about something else.
Sure. What?
You mentioned some kind of ecclesiasts own the church. Who are these ecclesiasts, sorry.
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
Alright, now humor me, Andre. What is the founding party?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization.
And?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the Innocentic system, no?
So they sound like exactly the kind who want loud, anotic music in their church. No. Now, Andre, in your opinion, would this ancient religious organization who anoints the innocents want a club for anotic music in one of their churches?
Totally.
There isn't a trace of doubt in his voice.
The Pericarnassian church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance.
He violently shakes the tape player as if to see if he can break it.
Love is hardcore.
Unity. Unity.
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance. Oh, God damn it.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass, as if testing the waters.
No words, just enjoy the beat. Nod your head to it.
Feels good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I guess love can be pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah, it can.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
I now understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. Anotic music is about love, and so is the Pericarnassian church. Or no, this is too much. No sane organization would want this level of absurdity in their church. Nah, it's all about love, man. Let the music take over. Exactly. 6X Lord tapping and now party. You were living in Europe in the 90s, right? Any memories getting triggered right now? Here and there, here and there. Magrier, the way he speaks so assuredly about topics he has no idea about, he would flourish on Reddit. He would flourish in the 2020s, absolutely, for sure, regardless of platform. This guy would be a top contributor to many spaces. Okay, now I now understand. It was lame of me to suggest otherwise, though. Anotic music is about love, and so is the Pericarnassian church.
Yeah! Yakokata! The place to be!
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so.
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
Love is about growth, you know. We all learn. We all learn.
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. You feel like you could go for a little disco when, or if they get this club going. You've got it in you.
All right. Well, I wanted to ask about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
And it's distilled, too.
Oh. It's the one they sell at the fuel station.
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of.
Interesting. Hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here.
It does, doesn't it?
Told you we have a smell problem.
He picks up a piece of telephone cord and inspects it. Wait, I also smell ether. Why?
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
No.
It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent like laundry detergent.
He sniffs the air, then shrugs. It doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related. They look and act like the kind of guys who've done their fair share. However, their breathing is regular, their jaws stay put and their pupils aren't dilated. So, not under the influence right now. At least, not under the influence of stimulants. That doesn't rule out hallucinogens, benzos, some depressants. How do you know all this?
Why wouldn't I know all this? I'm a cop. What's with all the Nosafed?
The what now?
He leans in to hear you better. Point at the bottles of nasal spray in the corner. The Nosafed Ultra. You have a lot of it lying around.
Oh, the old Ultra.
He's like an actor, looking to the souffleur for his line.
I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
These guys, man. You sound fine to me.
Yes. That's all Nosafed's doing.
Uh-huh.
Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosafed is the shit.
Can I have some? I have some nose problems too.
Sure. Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
Good. I could use some of that. I could definitely use some of that. All right. Enough of this.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
So, a godly check over here. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. -2 because I'm convinced I'm a smart cop. And so I'm convinced that I can't be outdone. Sure, it's a white check, so we can come back and do it again. I don't think there's much I can do in terms of... Hold on. Well, that's it for now.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
Just check if I have something that boosts my logic, right? Electrochemistry, visual drama, conceptualization, drama. Oh, this shirt helps with logic versus this, which helps with physical instrument. Let's put on a shirt. I'm just in here in a tent with like 3 other kids just changing my clothes. Logic. Where are we at? Logic, encyclopedia, shivers, okay. Is there anything that reduces our logic? No, nothing else impacts our logic. All right, let's try it. Yeah, that -2 is pretty funny. Who's it talking to?
A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Welshi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile.
He's talking to this guy.
As though you're supposed to be sharing some tremendous evangelical secrets.
Hardcore!
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega!
All right.
Here comes the night!
Could there have
Yeah.
been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think?
I don't think so, no. This is the man I was
Hi, gang.
talking to.
So, how are things going?
I'm kind of having like a and one more thing moment here. I think so, AK Lacer. Or no, it might be from something else even older than that. But maybe everything isn't quite as I've been told. Let's take a moment to analyze here. Come on.
Well, first of all, you're a smart cop. And a smart cop like you would understand if something wasn't quite right. So this should be easy.
Rubbing my chin. Now, what's the gist of it?
The gist of it is, they want to turn the church into a club. But a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. This is going well.
Cool.
Plus, and it has to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out.
Yeah, hey, I guess it checks out completely. So why don't we go ahead and check out what's up with Egghead over here as there's one last question and make our way to the church. What's the deal with Egghead? I want to talk to him.
He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies.
Okay, well, how do you communicate with him?
Well, he's just kind of here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Have you ever really talked to him?
Yeah, sometimes. When I stumble and find my way into his center, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
That was well acted.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. I get it. He's a puzzle.
Yeah. Well, we'll solve eventually, but there's a bigger puzzle that needs solving.
We'll be right.
The puzzle of this church. The puzzle of this church. As we exit the tent, what's the time right now? It's 6 p.m. Okay, it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon. In about 3 hours' time, we need to be back at the place where the smoker was at the balcony, right? So that we can speak to them. That's around 9 p.m. After that, Kim's gonna go to bed. We're gonna go ahead and steal those boots. And there was something else we wanted to do when Kim wasn't around. I can't remember what it was now, but there was some other thing that I wanted to do without Kim in the area. We did, Maxime, yeah. We did try. And yeah, for sure, Classified, you gotta dig deeper when you slip up like that, right? For sure. All right, I mean, I guess we have enough time to investigate the church because we got about 3 hours before we got to be at the other location. Where are we? Help Ravers start a nightclub. What's the word I'm looking for? The smoker on the balcony. Yeah. 9 p.m. we got to be there. Then after that, Kim goes to sleep, and after that, we take the boots off the body. And I cannot remember what the other thing was. Maybe it was dealing with Kuno's dad, but we already did that because we decided it'd be good to have Kim there as backup in case things get physical. But either way, we have a plan for the next few hours over here. Deal with the church. Hopefully that'll take us to 9. If it doesn't, after the church, we'll read some of our case reports from the ledger, and then we'll go ahead and deal with the stuff back in the other on the other side of the canal. We also need to call in that other body we found on the boardwalk, right? But folks, I think all that and more is actually going to wait until next time. We have about 12 minutes left of this stream. That feels a little too tight to kick off what could be a very, very deep investigation. I would rather not slice this in the middle. I think we've got all the introductory stuff about this church investigation. We know what we're getting ourselves into, and I think next session we'll unlock this lock because we have the key now, make our way in and see what the hell is going on. Our internalized thoughts are the ones that we can internalize. The ones we have internalized are volumetric shit compressor, A Lonesome Long Way Home, Guillaume le Million, Jamais Vu, Motorway South, and some kind of superstar. I'm tempted to take either Mazovian socioeconomics or the suicide of Kras Mazov next, and maybe we do that. Maybe we finally make a pick because I do have 2 skill points. So we'll make a pick on that as well at the beginning of the next session. Could I talk to Eggy a bit more? I thought that was the end of that conversation. I did want to ask... Oh, yes, that's what I wanted to do, Ashley. Thank you very much. When Kim's not around, we got to ask the mom out on the date. I forget what her name is now. Her daughter's name is Lily, right? Her name was... I can't remember. But, folks, yeah, I think let's call it over here. We'll go back and talk to Eggy again after we're done the church. Or, okay, sure, we can, there seems to be a hard request. Why don't we? My concern is that I said we're going to start wrapping up and people started leaving already. It'd be a shame for them to miss out on something there. But yeah, we do have the egghead puzzle. There has to be some way to talk to this person, you just haven't found it yet. It's definitely not about signs. What if you just try again? Find your way out of this maze of things to say. You know what? I think we leave it for next time. We'll deal with the egg after the church. We'll do both of those next time. I think it's a good end point. Again, handful of folks have heard me say that's the end of the stream and have decided to depart. It'd be a shame to then renege on that and miss what could be a very a really entertaining engagement, right? So we'll leave that for next time. Yeah, a bit of a cliffhanger, right? Gotta have them every once in a while when you can. I think this is a good spot to end it as well. I also need to get ahead of this weekend's recordings if I actually want to have videos released on time despite all the other shenanigans going down. Internalized thoughts? Oh yeah, I pulled them up, Carrie. You mean these ones, right? What do you mean by see them? Like, did you mean like actually read through them, or did you just miss it when I had them up earlier? Let me know. A renege on that. Oh man, that was actually not intentional. I can't believe I didn't do that properly. I didn't even realize that. But yes, as I have this open. Oh, sorry. You want me to read through all of these? That's a lot of reading right now. trying to wrap the stream up over here. But we've got some kind of superstar. That's the latest one we did. No, the latest one we did was Motorway South, I think. Some kind of superstar before that. Jamais Vu before that. Lonesome Long Way Home before that. Volumetric Shit Compressor was one of the earliest ones we did alongside Guillaume le Million. Oh, I see. Gotcha. There you go, Carrie Jones. So these are the ones that we've got equipped right now. And I think the next one will either be Mazovian socioeconomics or the suicide of Kras Mazov. That'll probably be the next one that we will kick off, I think, next session. as we investigate the church and all that good stuff. 4 hours, 45 minutes for Krasmazov, and Mazovian Socioeconomics is 3 hours, 10 minutes, which is about the time it would take for us to get to the smoker at the balcony, right, and speak to them. So, seems pretty good to me as an ending point. I just want to, of course, give a huge thanks to all of y'all for joining in today. I had an absolute blast with this game, as I always do. That autosave on top of a quick save will guarantee we don't fall back on, oh, hey, Kim's reading a book, or is he just going through his journal? Might be his little journal. Anyway, I wanted to say thank you to all of y'all for joining in. Hope you had a good time. Again, I always enjoy my time with this game, so I'm very curious as well to see what comes next with this church, because I've seen it get so built up, and I'm very excited based on the conversation we had in that tent as well. It's going to be good times. I want to say thanks as well, of course, to our member of 24 months for remembering today, and also for gifting those 5 memberships. Absolutely baller move. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the support. And of course, look at this guy. I felt that stretch. As I always say, though, no stream is truly done, no session is truly done without giving a massive thanks to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel month after month, year after year, many of you. So thank you so very, very much for keeping this channel alive and running smoothly, as I like to say, really just keeping all this stuff viable. So thank you so very much. Got to, of course, edit some of the names on here to add the 5 gifted members today. Again, huge shout to Classified for that. And, of course, a huge shout to all of y'all for watching as well, whether you're watching live or you're watching the VOD. As I say, none of this would be happening if it wasn't for all of y'all who watch the actual videos on the channel, right? So thank you so very much for that. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out again, folks. As always, if you're enjoying the show on the channel, if you're having a good time with a certain game or a series, hitting that like button makes a huge difference. And if you're watching the VOD, leaving a comment makes a very big difference as well. Thank you all so very much for the well wishes. For the good luck, for the mazel tovs and the congratulations and the thank and oh my goodness, and everything. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it's wild to me that it's what 48 hours and a bit, right? Because 48 hours would take us to 1 p.m. on Sunday. So 48 plus 5, no, 48 plus 4. That's what. 52 hours. I'm 52 hours away from my wedding. Oh my goodness. Lots to do still, lots of last minute stuff that can only be done last minute, and I also again want to make sure there are videos over the weekend and stuff as well, so hopefully I can maintain my schedule, but if not, as always, I'll mention it on Twitter. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter or join the Discord for pictures and just word from the wedding and scheduling and all that kind of stuff as well. Links are in the description down below, and !social in chat will bring it up right now as well if you drop it in there. But yes, thank you all very much for coming through. Again, just as a reminder, this Monday there will not be a stream because, again, the wedding is on Sunday, and I expect to barely be able to stand or think the following Monday. So no stream on Monday, but Friday we will be back with Disco Elysium unless something comes up, which it shouldn't. But keep an eye out. I'll of course mention it on Twitter and on the Discord if something does come up. There are some, again, post-wedding plans and celebrations and stuff. My mom and dad are here in the city as well, and I again haven't seen them in a very long time. They've come for the wedding, but they're staying until the end of October, early November, actually, and so I'll be spending some time with them. So there might be a little bit of juggling here and there still, but I will let everybody know if something comes up for when the stream is supposed to happen. Hopefully not, and hopefully we'll be diving into the church next week, Friday. But folks, until I catch you, wherever I do catch you, have yourselves a wonderful time. Enjoy your rest of your Fridays or your Saturdays if you're living in the future. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, and yeah, until next time. Cheers.